Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
On first down, it's gone. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
This is Geis. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 17 carries, 75 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week. It's a pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. From the gun, here's Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
On the ready. Right there in the middle. Quick play stone. Travel. Switch it. Shoot.
On first down, Boyce. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 57 yards.
And that explosive run right there reminds me that last week ran the ball really well, so they're continuing to do what they did in the previous game, run the ball and run it successfully. Expect that to continue throughout this one.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Let's get Flipper.
On 3rd down, Boyce. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On third down, Boyce, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick. But now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
On 2nd and 7, Goff, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Goff now looking to throw, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines.
Let's go.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, Delta.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Danielle Hunter in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Goff. And he's going to go down again.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Here's Goff. And he's got his man on the out route. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26. You call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Gone. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. On the draw, they go to Geis. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Pulled in at the 24. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 1:52 to play until halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And bulldozing his way through. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Goff now to throw. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. The 40, the 30, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Kiki QT, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am, go ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
There's still time. end, they've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
Now for the point after. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case,
and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Darius Geis, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
55, here we go again. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Pick the edge, pick the edge. Look, squeeze.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Owens. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 33. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one is right down the middle. And that will do it for this. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
58, boy, 58, 58, come on. Hey, defense, let's go. Watch the
X3, 218, chopper. Shoot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to the end zone real fast.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. In for the score. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 20. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Rock it. Look at me. Zipper. Shit.
On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run on first down. Boyce. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Boyce, he's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On first down, Boyce. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
A try here for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48.
On 1st and 10, Goff. He gets it in the hands of Geis.
Go.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Line 20. Come on, D. 40 yards.
Now Goff. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
You have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
We go tonight. 180. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Now a 1st down throw. Goff. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you've got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. To the air again. Goff. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And he comes back with one complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
off now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Again, Goff. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. To try again after the sack. Goff, and the pressure gets to him again. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that one, just an absolute killer. A chance to get this back within 1 score.
All hope not gone yet. But at the same time, you're exactly right. They needed to get back within 1 score and have a motivated defense take the field in order to get it back for them for one last big drive.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going to throw right side here, complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. They'll keep it on the ground. Boyce. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
90, Wolf. Hey, Steve 6.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he is all the way up past the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
One last throw here for Goff. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Vikings, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.